Hello YouTube, Shinigami Rika Takadashi here with a visual novel from Steam that is free at the moment. It's called Without Within, and let's start it out. Also, I might not pronounce some words right, so don't quote me on that. Alright, let's begin. Venti, 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 Venti. The chants of my fans echo through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hands around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Venti. Once I open this door, we'll head straight for our limo. The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to him to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. That's kawaii. A crowd of pungers raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on, after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Peasants. Wow, that's mean. Miss Venti, please, let's hurry, my bodyguard said. Too bad for him, I started along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Venti, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me, but before I could answer, another dozen people shouted out over each other, hoping for my attention. Venti, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. Stingy. I can't believe it, I'm standing this close to Vinny. My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper spray. They keep these fans in check, jeez, that's violent. A young male reached in my direction, despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. Well then. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Venti, the crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd, they never refer to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity, these poor things. Wow, she is mean as hell. Miss Venti. Dot dot dot. Fuck. Wait, that looks like Vanilla from Necopara a little bit, that little figurine on the windowsill. Oh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got to ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, this single room with the cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view, featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Wonder what that would be. Just open the window if you wish to smell sewage as well. Breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry. I need to take back that one room thing. This place actually has two rooms, thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counts, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Venti, a woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or two would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I'd be better off staying in bed. Okay, we get choices. I'm gonna rise and shine, because why not? Coming. As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sales boost too. Good morning, Miss Venti, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up. That's because I did. It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her head. She has no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, so as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, I enraged her. She would squash me into Vinny-flavored pancake. Miss Venti, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh well. At least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after night shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted, alright. Just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. She spun around to leave. Once she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. Wow, that is a really run-down building. Oh, my damn. I tried shoving this piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I become an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I'll follow in their footsteps, but first, I need to put in work. Seems like we are done with this. With many calligraphies spread before me, I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. What the fuck? Sounds like New York. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely, this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. And dot 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 dot. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying, 10% of the people who reached out will buy your work? I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but zero. I wanted to scream at people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Persevere or rant? Let's persevere. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever be worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. And this is how the game ends. She steals his chicken and goes to jail. As the man eyed my work one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. Alas, someone who spared me more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be ever more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall even if you gave them for me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. Oh, that dude's a dick. I'd kick him straight in the nuts. Flying roundhouse kick to the face. Raw. Trolls online were one thing, confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from that man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Didn't do it. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. Oh, how not gonna attack? Oh, God. Let's see. Attacking would probably be a downside on my view, on people's view of me. Restraining, yeah, restraining would probably be the best idea. Oh yeah, and I'm at the 8-minute mark. I can only make 10-minute videos because it's the trial version of Bandicam. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling at my face, the man strutted off. Determined to prove him wrong, I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me even a look. Lingering here any longer would be a waste of my time. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew that man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet, if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled down in my eyes as I clenched my fist to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd. Looks like he is a lost child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot him glances, but none of them offered more than that. Wow. This city. Jesus. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help this kid, but that would mean being late for my job. We'll end it right here.